Since the invention of personal computers, the gaming industry has developed side by side and has become a prominent part of owning the high-end computer or console. With developers amazing their fans each year with newer titles, exceptional stories, and GPU-melting graphics, 2020 has been a great year for the tech and gaming world. Even 9 months have passed, and we've seen some highly anticipated titles already on the market, but there are still some names worth waiting for. So today we're going to share the top 10 games that are going to be released in the coming months, mainly because the time around holidays is always great for huge volume sales. Make sure you stay till the end of this video to find out the most epic titles coming soon, and also like this video, subscribe to the channel, and press that bell icon so you won't miss an update. With that said, let's get started. Number 1. Remothered Broken Porcelain. Halloween is right around the corner and a great time for horror games. After her expulsion from the Flemington Girls Institute, an all-girls boarding school, the rebellious Jen suffers an injury attempting to escape from the Ashman Inn, where she was sent to serve as one of its maids. Together with her new friend and fellow maid, a timid violinist named Lynn, Jen slowly becomes aware of the manor's unsettling history. As the two girls begin to observe strange occurrences involving the inn's residents, a haunting figure lurking within the halls, and an ominous presence from inside the hotel, the duo must escape from their prison with the truth and their lives. Releasing on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC on the 13th of October. Number 2. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Very strategically placed around the holidays, Nintendo is celebrating their 35th anniversary with the Mario Kart Home Circuit. This game is not completely virtual. The home circuit turns your space around the home into a virtual circuit using augmented reality and toy cars, which are controlled using the Switch. This blend of virtual and mechanical technology will be coming out on October 16th. It may not be the first choice for gamers, but it can become a very popular holiday gift. Number 3. G.I. Joe Operation Blackout. Operation Blackout is a third-person experience that allows the player to explore a story told from both sides. You'll get to play as both your favorite Joes and Cobra characters. There will be a roster comprised of 12 characters in total and 17 campaign missions to play through. You also have an arsenal of almost 20 weapons at your disposal and a bunch of character abilities. The game features a local co-op for the campaign missions, as well as 4-player local PvP matches. The use of rather futuristic weapons with green and blue blasts will be a different touch, just like other games which critiques the current times for being less advanced. Releasing on October 13th, this game will bring back a lot of memories. Operation Blackout will be coming to PC, PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch as well. Number 4. Cloud Punk. Cloud Punk is an adventure game that's set in the far future, featuring advanced science fiction and cyberpunk elements. The gameplay revolves around your character being a delivery service agent working for an illegal company called Cud Punk, riding a flying car called Hova in the cyberpunk city, collecting and delivering packages and passengers around the city. Most of the game is set to operate on the flying car. There are some parking spaces around the city where you can park and explore the city on foot. A toned-down version of cyberpunk can be seen throughout the game. The neon future vibe in all the buildings, biomechanical humans, and flying cars on top of illegal business. Throughout the game, the choices of your character will affect the story and dialogue. From the pre-release gameplay, it looks quite good, to be honest, but we'll have to wait until October 15th when it will be released for PS4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. A PC version is still available and may not differentiate much from the console version of the game. If you own a PC, you can try that out. Number 5. Amnesia Rebirth. Amnesia is another upcoming first-person horror game, and if you've been a fan of horror games, you would know the spooks and jump scares previous Amisland gave us. Based on the ideas that sits in the game, it's a direct sequel to 2010's Amnesia: The Dark Descent, a classic horror game similar to the Outlast series. For the basic plot, your character, Tassi Trianon, wakes up in the desert in Algeria, being the only survivor of a crash. You start to explore your surroundings while getting a hold of yourself, trying to understand your broken past. The game's meant to be more emotionally harrowing than The Dark Descent, and also less predictable. There will be a scarce mental and physical resources in the game, and players will have to use everything they find along the journey very carefully. Other than that, from the early release videos we've seen, all we can say is you should prepare yourself for some serious jump scares. Amnesia Rebirth will be available on both PC and PS4 on October 20th. Number 6. Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Destiny 2 Beyond Light is an upcoming major expansion for Destiny 2, the first-person shooter maintaining the basic gameplay of Destiny 2. Playing as a Guardian, you'll gain energy from a power source called Light, which will give your character superhuman abilities. Available as both first-person and third-person shooter gameplay in both player versus player and player versus environment. It's also a massive multiplayer online game. The plot will be something following the events of Season of Arrivals, in which multiple pyramid ships began invading the solar system. A new power is born out of the ancient pyramid ship, and a dark empire has risen beneath, united under the banner of the fallen Cal of Darkness, Ramus, the ship stealer. The Exo-Stranger explains that she comes from a different timeline where the darkness won. She's returned to the present time to help prevent the darkness from claiming victory and causing a second collapse. Releasing on November 10th on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. Number 7. Watch Dogs Legion. Watch Dogs Legion is an action-adventure game played from a third-person view. The game is set within an open-world, fictionalized representation of London, which will encompass notable landmarks, boroughs, and cultural styles of the city. A sequel to the Watch Dogs 2, it's one of the most anticipated games of the year. The game's story focuses on the London branch of the hacker group DedSec, as they attempt to liberate the city from its dystopian surveillance state by recruiting allies from London's inhabitants. At the same time, the group focuses on investigating a string of terrorist attacks they were framed for. An open-world game with a relatively larger man than the previous franchises. There are many ways you can lead the story. Unlike other games which fall back to the preset design of the missions, Watch Dogs Legion will be a different experience. Missions can be freely undertaken at any time, allowing players to partake in any side activities they wish to perform or search the city for any hidden secrets. Every mission in the game can be approached using either an open combat approach, stealth to avoid enemies. Releasing on November 10th on Xbox Series X, Windows, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Stadia releases, set for 29th October, while the PS5 version will be available on the 12th of November. Number 8. Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Based on the Spider-Man comics, besides the classic superhuman agility, unmatched senses, the ability to climb walls, and web-shooting powers that come with being bitten by a radioactive spider, Miles has a few other tricks up his sleeve. The actual plot is kept a secret until now, but we may know a small detail that can provide the idea of what to expect from the upcoming Spider-Man franchise. The game is set to feature a new story with new set pieces, fresh villains, and unique quests. For the PlayStation 5 version, the game will take advantage of the console's increased processing power. The Tinkerer is a big-time Spider-Man villain in the comics, and it is said to be a huge part of the story. We'll find out more about its mysteries on November 12th when it's set to be released for PS5 and PS4. Number 9. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Call of Duty is one of the most played games in history, and the blend of a story followed by mission and multiplayer online gameplay has always been the reason for their success. The game is set during the early 1980s of the Cold War. Its campaign follows CIA officer Russell Adler as he pursues an alleged Soviet spy, Perseus, whose stated goal is to subvert the United States and tilt the balance of power toward the Soviet Union. Multiplayer will have new game modes, more extensive customization, and new map dynamics and elements. Unlike some previous releases which featured a futuristic warfare, the setting, history-based plots feel more genuine and enjoyed by players. It's set to be released on PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series X and PC on the 13th of November. Number 10. Cyberpunk 2077. Probably the most talked game of the year, Cyberpunk 2077 is no surprise to any gamer out there. Set in a distant future of the year 2077 when technology and automation has taken over human life. This neon-themed game is speculated to get the bar much higher for upcoming games. Your character will grow as the game proceeds. Physical upgrades as well as weapons and vehicles will be available. The most talked about thing about Cyberpunk 2077 is Keanu Reeves, being featured as one of the playable characters in the game, and it's taken the internet by storm. Releasing on November 19th, we hope this game we'll get to play. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let us know by liking and sharing the video, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press that bell icon so you'll never miss an update.